this is Michelle. I'm the Children's Librarian at the Sheridan County Fulmer Public Library, and I have another story for you. This is another one of my favorites. This is called Anansi and the Moss-Covered Rock, retold by Eric Kimmel, illustrated by Janet Stevens. And this story comes from Africa. Now in the story there is a character called Anansi. Anansi sometimes appears as a spider and sometimes as a human being, but he always is a trickster, which means he kind of likes to get something for nothing. And this is the story. And it involves a magic rock, like this one. Here's Anansi, and there's his house. There is nothing at all to eat. So Anansi's going off to look. And he's walking through the forest, and he walks, until he comes to a certain spot. My, isn't that an interesting moss-covered rock, says Anansi. Boom! Everything goes black, and down he falls, senseless. An hour later, Anansi woke up. His head was spinning, and he wondered what had happened. I was walking along the path when something caught my eye. I stopped and said, "Isn't that a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Anansi again. But this time when he woke up, he knew what was happening. "Ah," said Anansi, "this is a magic rock. Whenever anyone comes along and says the magic words, 'Isn't this a strange down he goes." "This is a good thing to know," said Anansi, "and I know just how to use it." So Anansi went walking through the forest until he came to Lion's house. Lion was sitting on his porch, and his feet was a great pile of yams. Now, if you haven't had yams, they are so absolutely delicious. Anansi loved yams, but he was too lazy to dig them up himself. Anansi said to Lion, "Oh, hello, Lion. Isn't it very hot today? Don't you think so?" Why, yes, Anansi, said Lion. "It is terribly hot." "I am going for a walk in the nice cool forest," said Anansi. "Would you like to come?" "Well, certainly I would," said Lion. So Lion and Anansi went walking through the forest, and after a while Anansi led Lion to a certain place. "Lion, do you see what I see?" "Why, yes, Anansi," said Lion. "Isn't that a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Lion. Anansi ran back to Lion's house and made off with all of Lion's yams. An hour later, Lion woke up. His head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight. And when he got home, he found every single one of his yams was gone. Lion was very sad. But Anansi was happy. He couldn't wait to play his game again. And once more, Anansi went walking through the forest. And this time he stopped at Elephant's house. Elephant was sitting on his porch, and at Elephant's feet was a great pile of bananas. Anansi loved bananas. "Do you like bananas?" "I like bananas too." But he was too lazy to pick them. So he said to Elephant, "Hello, Elephant. Isn't it hot today?" "It is," Elephant agreed. "I'm going for a walk in the nice cool forest," Anansi said. "Would you like to come?" "Oh, that sounds very nice," said Elephant. "Thank you for inviting me, Anansi." So Anansi and Elephant went walking through the forest. And after a while, Anansi led Elephant to a certain spot. "Elephant, do you see what I see?" Elephant looked. "Yes, I do, Anansi. Isn't it a strange moss-covered rock?" Kaboom! Down fell Elephant. Anansi ran back to Elephant's house and made off with every single one of the bananas. Oh, he left the banana skin behind. An hour later, Elephant woke up. His head was spinning. Anansi was nowhere in sight. And when he got home, he found that every single one of his bananas was gone. Elephant was very sad. But Anansi was very happy. He couldn't wait to play his trick again. He played it on rhinoceros. He played it on hippopotamus. He played on giraffe. He even played it on zebra. He played it on every single animal in the forest. But all of this time, watching from behind the leaves, was little bush deer. Now, little bush deer are small and shy and very hard to see. She watched Anansi play his wicked trick again and again, all on all the animals. Little bush deer decided it was time for Anansi to learn a lesson. So little bush deer went deep in the forest to where the coconut tree grew. She climbed the coconut tree and threw down a great many coconuts. She carried the coconuts home in a basket and set them on the porch, and there she sat down beside them to wait. Who is she waiting for? Anansi. And a little while along came Anansi. Anansi's eyes lit up when he saw little bush deer's coconuts. Anansi loved coconuts. He loved to eat the tender white coconut meat and drink the sweet coconut milk inside, but he was too much lazy to lather coconuts by himself. And so he said, "Hello, little bush deer. It is so hot today." Little bush deer said, "Oh, it is very hot, Anansi. I'm going for a walk in the cool forest. Would you like to come?" "Well, yes, I would," said little bush deer. Is she going to follow for his trick? So Anansi and little bush deer went walking in the cool forest. And after a while, Anansi led little bush deer to a certain place. "Little bush deer, look over there. Do you see what I see?" Little bush deer looked. "No, I don't see it." She knew Anansi's trick. "You must see it. Look carefully," said Anansi. Little bush deer looked. "No, I don't see anything," she said. Anansi began to get angry. "You must see it. Look right there, right where I'm pointing. Don't you see it?" "Why, no, Anansi," said little bush deer. And Anansi stopped stamping his legs. You know, he has 8 of them. "You see it, you just don't want to say it." "Say what?" asked little bush deer. "You know." "Is that what I'm supposed to say?" "Yes," said Anansi. "All right, then I'll say it to make you happy. You know," said little bush deer. "There, I said it. Are you satisfied?" "No," Anansi said, "you're not supposed to say, you know." "Well, what am I supposed to say?" "You're supposed to say, 'Isn't that a strange moss-covered rock?' Kaboom!" Down went Anansi. Little bush deer ran and got all the other animals, and together they went to Anansi's house and took back all the good things that he had stolen from them. A little while later, Anansi woke up. His head was spinning. Little bush deer was nowhere in sight. And when he got home, he found his home as empty as before. But if you think Anansi learned his lesson, you're mistaken, because he's still playing tricks to this very day. And if you check out this book from our library and you look, you will be able to see little bush deer on each of the pages. And thank you for joining me. You so much brighten my day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.